What's up, everybody? So today we're back in the garage and we're gonna go through and redo this entire garage. Now you guys seen it in the past, we've done lighting, we've done heater, all that's been fantastic, but it just needs an overall refresh and have everything redone. So behind the camera over here, I've got all new paint. So we're gonna get everything a fresh coat of paint in here. I've got new cabinets for storage over there as well as over there. So we're just gonna go through and clean this place up and make it nice, fresh, and look good. So let's go and show you guys what we're working with because we got quite a mess in our hands and jump right into this. So first things first, I think I'm gonna start in that back little cubby area. We'll get everything taken out of there and put on this side of the garage. So we'll move our tool benches, we'll move our toolboxes, we'll move the shelves and get all that stuff taken down, and we'll go through and paint everything. Now as far as paint goes, I end up getting a flagstone gray for the walls. The trim will be going white, and then the ceiling will be going black. I think that'll look really nice in here, and hopefully my lighting should be good enough for the black ceiling, but we'll see how it all plays out and how it looks. So let's go ahead and jump into it and just get everything from over there moved over and start painting. So now we got most of the stuff taken out of the way, we can go ahead and turn our attention here on this first wall. So I think we're gonna go ahead, start with this one here just to kind of see how it looks and get it cleaned up. You guys can see here, there's a lot of nicks and stuff and holes in here. So we gotta fill all that stuff. Throw a fresh coat of paint on here, have this side done, and then we'll go ahead and take one of the cabinets and it'll get mounted up here. So this cabinet will essentially be gone, that we have more floor space. Once that's done, we'll take this bench here, slide it forward, figure out what I'm gonna do with all that stuff. We'll slide it forward, we'll get all the stuff off the shelves there, take all those down, and then we'll paint this wall gray. We'll do the trim in white, and the lower brick here, we'll do that in gray as well. And then these shelves, like I said, they'll be gone, and we'll be hanging up the other two shelves we got on this wall so we can kind of get everything organized and enclosed and just looking so much better because, like I said, this place is just becoming a collection of a mess. So once that's done, we'll do this wall too. So this will go gray, this will go white, and this will go gray. And we'll be able to turn our attention and focus on the ceiling. So that'll go black, like I said. We'll probably just kind of cut off right there just to get a good idea of how it looks before we jump into the rest of the room. Step one is complete now. We can go ahead and move on to paint. I went ahead, got the holes all filled in. It's not perfect by any means. I can still go through and kind of like sand it all down or whatever, or take a wet rag and kind of smooth it all out. But we're gonna end up covering most of this stuff up with cabinetry anyway. So I figured might as well just patch them just to have it done, and then we can go ahead and move on to paint. So once this stuff fully cures up and gets hard, we can paint it and see how it looks. So you guys can see there, we got this side done as well as this lower section and a little bit of an upper section up there. So now all that's left to do is to get this wall painted as well as that lower section. So we'll get this now pulled forward, all the stuff off the wall, fill all the holes up, and then paint it probably to about the halfway point there as well as that wall there. So we'll get that all painted here, and then we'll go ahead and black out our ceiling as well. Once that's done, we can go ahead and move on to mounting our shelves here and here. guys can see here, we've gotten our first wall completed, I guess our first area completed as far as the gray paint goes, and I've used up my entire gallon of gray, so I ended up picking up another gallon to continue on with the other rooms. But for now, I think we're just gonna focus on this little area here. So next up, we'll do the blacked out ceiling. So once that's done, then we can do the white trim here, and the ceiling I'll be able to see whether or not I actually like it, to see how well it blends in with the room. So we'll do the blacked out ceiling there, and it kind of goes underneath this like duct work and stuff. So we'll have that done. We get our shelf up, or I guess our cabinets up. So we'll have the 2 cabinets there as well as the 1 cabinet over here. Then this whole mess can get put away and organized and moved around and have this stuff, or at least this area, completed before we jump on to the rest of the room, because it is such a mess. But I will say, I got all that stuff cleaned out from over here. It was just a collection of just garbage. And there is so much more room over here for activities. It's so nice. I actually walk around and see the 240. So this is going to be super, super nice. Now the goal is just to keep it all organized and keep it nice. But overall, I'm really liking the way it's looking so far. So as you guys can see, our painting is pretty much done on this area of the room, this little cubby section, as well as the ceiling. So overall, I'm really happy with it. It looks awesome. As far as the ceiling goes, I'm not going to do the rest of the garage until probably this summer, because we'll probably end up having to spray it, just because using the roller is just not an effective process with this popcorn ceiling. You kind of get that knockdown, the popcorn coming down and then leaving the white spots. So we went through basically 1 gallon in just this area, but it does look awesome. So I still want to continue through with it. It's just not the most efficient way doing it with the roller. So we'll probably go through and spray it this spring, summertime, once the weather gets a little bit warmer. But for now, we got everything else done. We got our ledge painted white, we got our window painted white over there, we got the walls grayed out, and it looks fantastic. So with that being said, all it's left to do in this area is hang up our cabinets. So as you can see here, I've got these 2 boxes, which the cabinets came with. Just kind of give myself a visual representation to see exactly how they will look and how they'll fit on the wall, and as far as like measurements on how I want to set them up. So currently, I've got them basically centered in the wall here. I just needed to determine the height that I wanted to go with. So I figured if I go all up to the ceiling and I don't have a bench or anything here, I'll have enough clearance here to make sure I can walk underneath them without hitting my head. Because originally I wanted to bring them down lower so I could put stuff on top of them, but I'll have the risk and chance of hitting my head. So I figured, you know what, let's just go clear the ceiling. So we'll do that. We'll get those mounted up. Same thing with the back wall over there. We'll get the other cabinet over there. So yeah, let's go and jump into this and get these cabinets hung up. It's gonna be a little bit of a tedious process seeing as I'm by myself. Maybe I can get some help to hang these things up. But yeah, let's see how this goes. So there you guys have it. Cabinets are up and installed. That was definitely a struggle doing it by myself, so I had to get some reinforcement just to get these other 2 up. And as you can see here, we've got them set to the optimal height, so I won't be hitting my head when I walk through here. Do need to do a little bit of touch up because we did hit the ceiling and the wall in a couple of spots. But other than that, this side of the room is essentially done. So pretty much all we got to do is just kind of organize everything and get everything put in these cabinets. But we still got plenty of stuff to do. So with that being said, let's continue on to the rest of the garage because we got a lot of paint work to do and we got some cabinets to build. And yeah, so let's just keep transforming this place. progress. We got our cabinets all painted and they look awesome, way better than what they did before. I actually pulled all the little handles and knobs off of the doors, so I'll be replacing those with something different because that chrome that was on there was pretty bad. But as you guys can see here, getting around the room there, got the garage doors painted, the walls done. We got that section all over there, as well as this whole area and that back cubby area. All that's left now is we just gotta continue on with this wall here. So we'll be doing this gray, pull this freezer out here, hit the side of the cabinets there, as well as the back wall. So they'll all go gray. And then we gotta do this last back wall inside here. Went ahead, I painted this trim and door, and man, that looks way better than what it did before. I still need to go through and replace the door handles. As you can see, they're all dented. So I figured, you know what? Might as well just get a little paint on them. No big deal. Yeah, we're getting there. This whole mess though, it's gonna have to move, get out of the way. This shelf's gonna get replaced with that cabinet. But overall, I'm loving the way it's looking so far. Finally finished with painting and it looks so good in here. We got our walls grayed out, we got our trim, garage doors, cabinets, everything with a nice coat of fresh white paint, and we got our ceiling on that side painted black. I still want to do this side of the garage, but I don't think it's really worth it at this time, just because using a roller and a brush knocks down the popcorn, leaves little white specks behind, and you got to do so many freaking coats on this stuff. It just doesn't work. So I think come summertime, we'll pull the cars out, we'll pull everything out of here, we'll mask it all off, and then we'll just spray it. I think it'll be a lot easier and look a lot nicer that way. But other than that, everything is painted and it is all complete. So all that's left to do now, besides organizing this place, is we got to add some trim to the baseboard over there. So I got some vinyl trim that we'll add down below there, just to kind of finish it off where the drywall meets the concrete. So we'll get that all finalized, and then we'll add some knobs to the cabinets over there, as well as the ones we hung up. And then I've got a new garage door handle and lock for the main door, just because like you guys saw, I painted over the old one because it was all gross and nasty and dented. So we'll get that replaced. And then I ended up picking up some new blinds for that window over there because those ones are pretty yellowed and they're all broken and stuff. So we'll get those replaced. But overall, I'm really happy with the way things are looking so far. Once that's all done, we can go through, build that cabinet, get everything organized, and finally get everything put back together so we can get back to working on cars. This is the vinyl trim I was talking about. They didn't really sell anything bigger than this. It was just kind of these small sheets, unless you got like a 75-foot roll, which I wasn't about to go buy that giant roll when I only need like 36 feet of it, especially when this whole stack was like 25 bucks and the 75-foot roll was like 80. So figured this will work for me. And then we got some of this wall-based adhesive. So we'll go ahead and apply that and then just kind of put it down here on the floor. Like I said, you can see kind of the gap and stuff that's on the floor. So I think this will fill it in, make it look a lot nicer. There was already kind of like a trim on there, but it was this ugly, just nasty brown looking stuff. So I think we'll clean it up, especially like in that area where we have like our faucet and stuff getting wet. Just kind of finish off that base there so it doesn't have that moisture condensation getting inside of it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start sticking this stuff down. Now we've gone through now, we got our trim down there as well as there. We can go ahead and move on to the cabinet doors. So we'll go ahead, put on our new knobs. I'll show you guys what I got there, as well as a new door handle itself. Because like I said, these ones are pretty bad. So far, it's coming together, looking way better. I went ahead, kind of moved everything around here. It still needs all this stuff to be put away, but it looks so much better. We got the handles on there. We got the new blinds up. Everything is Got plenty of room around here on this side. Still need to put all this stuff away on this side. I moved these cabinets and stuff against the wall here. All it's left to do is to build the cabinet for that wall, which I have over there in that box. And I think it's gonna be too big, so we have to return it and get a smaller one. That's the 48 inch, so we need to get a 36 inch to fit there. 48 inch will be perfect, but unfortunately, I've got this water hookup right here, so it's not gonna fit in that area. So we'll take that one back and get that one swapped out for the 36 inch. And then this cabinet here, or I guess the shelving here, I kind of redid it so I had more room to hang stuff on it. So I think I'm gonna take that outside and attempt to spray paint it just to match everything and have it all cohesive in here. But otherwise, it's coming along. All that's left to do is just kind of find a home for everything.
One eternity later.
So finally, I got everything put away, got our shelf over there. I didn't end up getting a cabinet over here. I took that one back and just decided not to go with it because I have much more room. So with that being said, the garage is finally complete.
Perfect.
As you guys just saw, the garage looks 100% better than what it did before. It clearly needed an update, and it was honestly driving me nuts coming in here and just being a mess, dirty, looking gross and grungy. And I'm sure you guys can kind of tell from videos it doesn't really look the best, but now doing this full update and refresh in here is definitely more warming and welcoming and more motivating to come down here and work on the cars. So now we have all this room in here with the cabinets, getting everything kind of up off the ground. More room in this area to work. I've got my press over here, so I now have access to that. We have access to the welder as well. So this area is starting to be freed up. Yes, there are still things I want to improve on, and maybe you guys can give me some suggestions of ideas that you guys have that I think I could add to the garage as well. These two toolboxes behind me, as well as this bench, I think we can kind of condense into one and put it up against this wall here where you guys are currently sitting and make it so we have more room on this back wall. And then also that white bench or white cabinet over there with the marble top, I think we could do something else with that. One, it doesn't really hold a whole lot of stuff, and two, it is kind of falling apart. So I think those would be a couple things that we can improve on here in the upcoming videos when we do more garage updates and mods. Plus, I want to get into some other stuff as far as like tools, compressors, and stuff to do more out of this space. So other than that, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. But overall, I'm super happy with the garage. We can now get back to working on the car. Clearly, I had a bunch of parts laying around, and that is still for the Subaru, because that was the last project we were working on. So we need to dive back into that project. So with that being said, hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, make sure you big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any updates with the garage, as well as the project cars. So stay tuned for all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.